Good morning, everybody. I hope you are all fine, you and your families. Just stay home, please. I'm your teacher of English, and we'll do the lesson 1 today in sequence 3, me, my community, and my citizenship. This is sequence 3, and today we'll have the first lesson of grammar. You have lesson 1 in my grammar tools. This lesson is about the imperative. So today I'll explain you the imperative. I chose as a context this letter of a mother to her daughter. I read the letter for you. Listen. On the night before her death, a mother wrote a letter to her 16-year-old daughter. She said in her letter, this is the affirmative form. I have also other sentences in the affirmative form. From the letter, learn, my child, to look at life as a serious matter. We have another sentence here. Go through the world with open eyes. Here we have decide to fight. Decide to fight. So look, we have decide to fight, have courage and clear goals, and you will win over life. Go through the world with open eyes. Listen not only to your own pains and interests, but also to the pain and interest of others. So here, learn, my child, to look at life as a serious matter. Notice here, you have learn, decide, have, go. Here, all these sentences are in the affirmative form. Have courage. Notice here that in the affirmative form, look, I have no subject here. I have not. The subject can be a noun, can be a personal pronoun, you, for example. So I have nothing. I started my sentence directly with the verb stem. Have courage. This is in the affirmative form. Look here. If I write you should have courage, this sentence, there's a subject here and there's a modal here. So here it is not in the imperative form. This sentence is not in the imperative. Now when I omit, I omit the subject, I omit the modal. Here, look at the sentence now. When I omit you and should, I have this, have courage. So I start with have, verb stem, have courage. When I write the sentence like this, it means when the sentence starts with the verb stem, no subject, no modal, nothing, directly the verb stem, here it is in the imperative. Have courage is the affirmative form. Now let's go to the negative form. Here it is the negative form. Don't be frightened. Don't be frightened. Here, I don't say you should not be frightened. If I say you should not be frightened, it's not the negative imperative. So what I have to make it negative, I just put don't, like this. Don't be frightened. Don't be scared. Don't be frightened. So here, I omit the subject, I omit should, and I have not here. Because in this sentence I have not, that's why it's negative. Always when I have not in a sentence, it means that this sentence is negative. So, to write it in the imperative, in the negative form of the imperative, I say don't be frightened. I always start by don't. For example, I take another example in the negative form. You should not let life defeat you. This is her mother's advice. You should not let life defeat you. So, to turn this sentence or to put this sentence in the negative form, what I have to do, of course, I omit the subject, I omit the modal. I can't start a sentence not let, it's incorrect. So what I have to do, to write it in a correct way, I write don't, let. And after don't, directly what do I have? I have the verb stem here, verb stem. So when it is not negative, when it is affirmative, it is let. It means the verb stem. I start directly with the verb stem. But when it is negative, I put don't, let. And I write the rest of the sentence in a normal way. Life defeat you. Don't let life defeat you. And of course, all of you know that I can write don't. Don't is the contractive form of do not. So do not or do not is don't. Okay. So here I can say do not let life defeat you, or don't let life defeat you. It's the same. If I say do not or don't, it's the same. Don't let life defeat you. Now I go to the rule. Here we have the rule about the imperative. When a sentence starts with the verb stem, without any subject or modal, it means that I have no subject and the modal, of course, it's in the imperative, like this sentence. Have courage. Look, the sentence started with the verb stem. There's no subject, no modal, nothing. Directly the verb stem, as I explained. When a sentence starts with a verb stem without any subject or modal, it's in the imperative. To form the negative, I use do not, don't, plus verb stem. So in the affirmative form, it's the verb stem. In the negative form, it is don't plus the verb stem. So here, the negative form, as I showed you. Here, don't let, don't plus verb stem. Don't let life defeat you. Now, I will speak about the use of the imperative. I can use the imperative to give advice, as the advice given by this mother to her daughter. To give advice, for example, go through the world with open eyes. It means you must be careful in life. Go through the world with open eyes. To give advice, to give instruction. Number 2, give instruction. For example, when I give a recipe to make a cake, I tell you add sugar and milk, then mix for 5 minutes. Notice here, no subject, no modal, no subject here also, nothing, verb stem, verb stem. So, and I can use it to give direction. Go straight to show the way. Go straight, then turn left or turn right. Go along this street, etc. to give direction. There are many other uses of the imperative. When I want to give an order, for example, I say, go out. I don't say you go out. If I say you go out, it's not the imperative. So when I say go out, it's the affirmative form of the imperative. An invitation, come please to my birthday, it's for next Friday, for example. I can use it to for a polite request, to make polite request. Give me or borrow me your book, please. So here, there are many other uses. This is, so I repeat, we can use the imperative to give an advice, instruction, direction, and many other uses, order, invitation, polite request, etc. If we go to the book now, on page 114, we have a task, task 1. Let's start by task 1 here. This is page 114, practice, I practice. It's an activity to explain more, to help us to understand more this, the imperative. I write in task, I write the verbs in brackets here in the imperative. They gave you sentences containing a subject and verb stem and the rest of the sentence. I explain you the first sentence. A, you add mint leaves and sugar to taste. Here, I can say I write the verbs between brackets in the imperative, Or I can ask you, or I can ask yes or I, the question, for example, I say, turn the following sentences into the imperative. I take sentence A, you add mint leaves and sugar to taste. To turn it into the imperative, what I have to do, I just omit the subject. And of course I put my capital letter as always. I always say that a sentence starts by a capital letter. Add mint leaves and sugar to taste. Like this, when I omit the subject, I start with add. Like the verb stem, here my sentence is in the imperative, and here it is the affirmative form, add minty. If they give you not add, here what you have to do, I can say you not add, so to turn it into the negative form, I say don't add mint leaves and sugar to taste. So here I gave you the first sentence, please do the rest of the sentences, and next time we will correct it together. Then we have task 2, try to do it, because these sentences are jumbled. You have to turn them into the imperative, then to reorder them. They are jumbled, you know. You have to reorder them. Why? To have a paragraph. In task 3 here, when I reorder these sentences, I do task 3 here to write a paragraph using these sentences, ordered sentences, and using time sequencers. We have already done this lesson together. I have already explained it. First, next, then, etc. Remember time sequencers we did together. First, then, after that, next, finally. And I say we can use, if the paragraph is too long, we can add later and afterwards. So this is when in a recipe and when we have some instructions to give, we use time sequencers to order. So these are the time sequencers. You have the lesson on your copybooks. So please do task 1, 2, 3, and next time we will correct them together. Thank you and good luck.